back to the allotment. I've got some trees today, very excited getting all the things planted, a bit of fruit trees. I also, as well as all my fruit trees, I got these. Now I only bought them probably like a week ago from the pound shop, so like really cheap. They were probably like £1 or £2, can't actually remember now, they might have just been a quid. They are a blackcurrant, easy to grow, suitable for all gardens, but if you can see from that, that's what it is. And when I bought it, it didn't have any growth on it at all, but I took it home, put it in a bit of water, and they've both started growing, and right now it's just sort of warming up a little bit. All good, thanks. You?
I just had a caterpillar on the tail.
Oh no.
How they survive and a pile of dog cats
Oh, never good when there's cats about. I've also got a little rhubarb, and I also, on my order, I did an order with primrose, and I also ordered a raspberry red 3-litre pot rhubarb. So we'll see how that goes, and this was a freebie from the gate where people on the allotment here will, stuff they're not wanting or using, they just pop by the side of the gate and anyone else can pick it up and make use of it. So we'll see how that one goes. Don't know what variety it is. So there's a few things I'll be planting today. We've got 3 apples. Now with each of the fruit trees I've picked a early, a mid and a late, so hopefully I get apples spanning through as longer time as I can for harvesting. Then on the apples I've gone for M26 rootstock, which is a semi-dwarfing. It's about 2 meters high, so a bit above me, but I'm hoping that'll give enough fruit and enough of a sort of big enough tree that it's not too small and doesn't really produce anything. So I've gone for M26 on all my apples. Then I've gone for pears. I've got 3 pears again. These are, the pears are 2 years old already, and so are the apples and my plums. I don't know if they always sell them at 2 years old, but that's the ones I've got. So with the pears, I've gone for a Quince A, which is a 3-meter high rootstock. So it's bigger than the apples. So where the sun comes round, I get the sun from there and it works its way around the plot during the day. I will put the apples at the front because they're lower than the pears and the plums. The plums I've gone for a St. Julian. I've also probably got a Gauge in there somewhere as well, which is on the same rootstock. So they're going to be quite big and bulky, being a 3-meter high, even though it actually says bush plum. It's still quite a big tree, 3 meters. So we'll just have to see over the years how that develops. I've not grown trees from scratch before like this. They're all bare root because they were cheaper, really. So yeah, that's that. I bought a few extra things. I bought some root grow to sprinkle in the bottom, and I bought some liquid feed to water with afterwards. So that's that. I'll also show you some other fruits I've got which I'd like to plant today in between the trees. Obviously one being these black currants, the rhubarb, and let's take a look. I've got some others I'll show you. Also as well, with the pollination groups of the trees, I've picked ones with numbers close together, so you can have like a 2 and a 3 and they pollinate, and like you can't jump from a 2 to a 4. But anyway, with the pollination groups, as you look into that, you'll find that generally if you're on an allotment or a town or something, there'll be fruit trees nearby in the same pollination group, so you don't really need to worry about it too much. Some are also self-fertile, so look at those when you're buying trees. But again, having a mid, early, a mid and a late the pollination groups sort of like overhang each other, so they will all pollinate very well. Here are some of the other black currants I've got. I'll show you that there. You can pause and read if you want to. There's the black currant. Paid £11 for this one. Like the one from the pound shop, I obviously paid £1 for. This does look a bit bigger, but hasn't got any leaves on yet compared to my other one I've just shown you. This one is an early season. And then we have this one here, which is a Ben Moore. This one also £11, and it's early to mid, so hopefully this will take over from the last one as I pick. The next one I've got is the blueberry. There we go. This one was £16. There you go. And then another blueberry here. And this one, £16. And that's how they look. I mean, they're quite a good size. I'm going to get those planted today. Now, also, this here, I think, is my rhubarb, which is the raspberry red. Nothing's come up yet on this one. And this here, can you see that? It's a gooseberry bush. I haven't got a price on that one. I don't know how much I paid for that one. So there you go. I'm expecting these gooseberries to be yellow, hence the name. So we will see how that goes. There we are. So let's get these in the ground. So here's my trees. I'm just unboxing them here down at the allotment. I'm going to take the bags off and soak them in a bucket of water for around half an hour or so while my husband is digging the holes and digging the area over. So this area here is going to be the orchard area, and I'm going to just plant them in rows of 3 along the bottom there. I'm going to put some compost into the bottom of each hole and then plant them, and I'll get all these done and then show you what I've done. So here's the first one I've unboxed. It's on the M26 rootstock, and that's an apple. I've got this one here, which is my pear, on a Quince A rootstock. Also got another apple here on an M26 rootstock. In the box here I've got another pear on a Quince rootstock. I have a bush plum here, which is on a St. Julien rootstock. I've got here another apple on an M26 rootstock. A Victoria plum on a St. Julien rootstock. And I've got a Conference pear on a Quince A rootstock. And then I've also got another plum here on a St. Julien rootstock. There we go. I bought this as well to just sprinkle around the roots as I pop it in the ground. And I've also got this as well to help the growth of the plants as I plant them. And I also have a rhubarb, which is an early variety I think here. I'll just check that. This is the rootstock, there you go. They are actually already quite wet, but we're just going to soak those before we plant them up. They have come with a little bit of soil in the bag, look. So the bare rootstock comes with a little bit of soil, and then we're just popping them in there. I'll show you the roots. That's what they're looking like. And that's the bare roots I bought. There's another one. Again with a little bit of soil in the bag as well, which I'll probably just pop in the bottom of each hole with them. Oh, that doesn't look like it's got much root on at all. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. That is the conference pear, which literally looks like it's got no root on it at all on a quince A. So if anyone else knows about it, is that right? Maybe. There we go. So yeah, that conference pear doesn't look like it had any roots at all, really. Not like some of the others anyway. Have a look at this one. Oh, that looks really good. This one is the plum. There you go, that's the plum. And that's looking really quite a lot of roots on that one. It's looking good. Just get it all in there. Give it a nice drink. And this is where they graft it, just here, look. So when you plant them, you sort of plant just below that bit there where the graft is onto the rootstock. Here's another one. This is another plum. It looks quite nice, but they do look really dry, these ones. So in the hole, we're just going to put some root grow and some compost. I'm using the multi-purpose compost, and it's an 80-litre bag, so it's a large bag, and I think I got 4 of these bags for around £26, was it, or 20?
3 bags for 24 quid.
3 bags for £24. So there you go, and we're just popping that in there and shaking it around the roots. And there you go, that's the first apple tree planted on the site in our mini orchard. So here's the first apple tree in on the M26 rootstock. Here's the rootstock here where it changes. So that's the apple tree and this is the rootstock. Now when you pop it in the ground, you don't bury that bit under the ground. So you always, that's quite a long one here. Sometimes they're a lot shorter, they might be like about there, but you never put that bit under the ground. So there you go. First tree in on site. Right guys, you have to see this. I'm digging these holes ready to put the bushes in, and it is that clay, I just can't even get it off the shovel. It's literally so sticky. But anyway, that's what I'm working with. Really just full clay here. Some of it's quite let me show you. If you can see that, you can even see in the colour, you could nearly make a pot with that. Some of this is just, can you see? But there you go. I best put a bit of compost in these holes. So I'm just going to dig a hole, put some nice compost in the bottom, and then get my lovely blueberries. And they're already quite wet. My lovely blueberry. There we go, in the hole. I'm going to put some more compost around that and then put this all back. I'm going to dig all the other holes first before I get my hands all full of clay. So I'm just going to go around and do each one exactly the same as that. Right, hi guys, I've just dug up a rhubarb that I put into a pot last year when I was clearing the site, and I've just noticed some bugs. And if you can see in there, which you probably can't, but it's actually crawling with ants, absolutely crawling with it and full of ant eggs and other things. So I'm going to just throw this whole thing into the river. I don't think it's worth planting it. It's just going to cause trouble. There's loads of bugs in it. It's just not looking good. Okay, it's all dug in now. I've got all the little bushes in between the trees, and yes, there isn't a load of space, but I'm just trying to cram in as much as I can, and I'll just have to trial and error it and see how it goes. So this is what it's looking like. So there's my line of trees, 3 lines of trees. We've got the apples at the front, then we've got the pears next, and at the back we've got the plums, purely because the apples are smaller and it sort of goes up in height from there. Then in between you can see I've got a rhubarb, rhubarb along the front. Then next I've got the blueberries, then the next ones I've got black currants, and the ones at the end are gooseberries. I'll show you from the side. There you go. You can see the little rhubarbs along there just poking out. The blueberries. Little black currant there at the front. Another little black currant there. I haven't got anything in the next space or over there, so I have got bits of areas left I can plant if I want to add something later. These are the 2 black currants here and here. And then on the end here we've got the big bushes. They were already here, apart from one extra one I bought, which was a yellow one. The yellow one does have the tag on, I think. Yeah, so the yellow one's in the middle because I'm just about to see the tag there. These are the ones that were already here that I dug up. So these gooseberries. I think this one also has a few raspberry canes stuck in with it, which I couldn't really get off at the time. Yeah, that's the yellow one. So yeah, the yellow one's in the middle, and then we've got that one there. I have a really good size lemon balm here, and that I will be planting in the raised beds. So I'll come back, you can see what the site's starting to look like. There's the river, as you can see down there. So this is the bottom end, and that's where I've got all the fruit trees and fruit bushes going up to the raised beds, and I'll hopefully have raised beds all the way down in the end, but that's how it's looking so far. I'll also show you, I put in some bulbs which are actually come up really well. These are the raised beds. Not totally full yet, but we've got one full. I've got another bag of garden waste there to go into that one. I just got to take the liner out the bottom and then fill it up. And these are the bulbs I planted. Look how they're doing. Actually coming up quite nicely. I think it was John Wilson who commented and said put some mesh over them because I was having a bit of trouble with the squirrels, as you can see there. Maybe rats or squirrels, not sure, but they're coming up really nicely now. Well guys, all the fruit trees are planted. I'm really pleased. I just can't wait to start getting fruit. I don't know if it's going to take a few years to get the fruit and the trees to start harvesting, but I'm very excited about making some pie, rhubarb crumble. What are your favourites? What are you making with your fruit? I'm obviously going to be freezing some as well and just making stewed fruit with probably ice cream or cream or something like that. So yeah, tell me what your favourite is, what you're growing, and hopefully subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time on The Allotment.